Y'all, I'm low-key giving Shrek right now. I'm giving that type of time period. I literally have the curls and I have the granny dress. It's giving. I don't care. See, now everybody loves Shrek and Fiona, but no one really talks about how Shrek is low-key the reason that their relationship keeps falling apart. And not because he's a bad person, but literally because he's insecure. And he's also afraid of being loved. Like, he don't really know how to accept love for real. And it's not really 100% his fault, but honestly, as you become older, it becomes your fault. Unfortunately, that's how it is with trauma. Shrek is literally the king of self-sabotaging. He's not the king of far, far away now, but he is the king of self-sabotaging. Shrek, he expects rejection, so he reacts first. In Shrek 1, he overhears Fiona immediate becomes assumes the worst. He don't ask questions, he don't clarify, he just reacts and pushes her away. And I feel like this is a that's literally the defensive self sabotage. Let me ruin this before it ruins me. And the thing is about being nosy, I have very history around this where I eavesdropped and it wasn't like my fault. I was just there and I'm hearing stuff. He was eavesdropping on a conversation that he wasn't supposed to hear. She was really talking about herself in that scene. In that scene, she wasn't talking about Shrek at all whatsoever. She was literally describing herself because that's when Donkey discovered that Shrek that's a Shrek. That Fiona was versus Shrek, if I'm being honest. That Fiona was an ogre, but Shrek didn't know yet because it was a conversation that he just wasn't a part of. And honestly, I honestly do get why he did get upset. Because honestly, if I was on his if I was in that position, like I said, I was in that position, and I did feel away. I would feel away because bitch, who you calling ugly and fucking nasty and gross? Whole time she's talking about herself, but he doesn't trust love once he have it. Like in Shrek 2, Fiona is literally writing for him. She's ready to leave her whole royal life. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. But like, what if she really don't want me? And I feel like that's deeper than insecurity. That's internalized unworthiness. Let's really talk about how before in Shrek 1, like how we was introduced to Shrek, he was literally like the enemy. He was painted as like a monster. Everybody is chasing him. Once you see him, it was like your duty to chase him and lock him up. Like everybody wanted his head. Everybody. And if they didn't want his head, they were running away from him. It was either he was getting haunted or they were being haunted. It was no really in between. I mean, Donkey was kind of the in between. I feel like that kind of like that experience overshadowed like how he see himself and how he view others. And I don't know, I guess like again, instead of communicating, he literally made a decision for the both of them. And obviously these will be spoilers. He literally went and took a potion to change himself because he thought Fiona, the one that met him the way he was, by the way, didn't want him anymore. And it's just like, and he was listening to his father, like, because when you meet like your significant other parents, you kind of do like care about what they think, but you really shouldn't though. Like honestly, you should take everything they say with a grain of salt because the person that wanted you is the one that chose you. Like Fiona literally met Shrek as an ogre. He met him. I say he. She met him as that green, old, grumpy, crunchy old man who was actually young but also acted very old. She just met him and she fell in love with that. And the fact that he changed, and once he changed, he was like, "Who the fuck is this? Shrek? That's not my man. Oh, honey, that's not my man. Because that's not like she literally like when someone says that this is I accept you for who you are, you need to motherfucking accept that. And there are people out here, no shade, that be sitting there saying one thing but really truly believing another and having you go to this whole motherfucking roller coaster ride and a whole relationship for a couple years just because you're not really what they want. But literally when someone says, especially a woman, when a woman says, "Hey, you're who I want," believe it. Literally believe it because there's other thousands and millions and billions of other options that she literally have. She literally have other options. And that's not like I don't also want to get it twisted that she also was kind of brainwashed because she was tricked. That's how she ended up in that castle anyway. Like the way that she saw Shrek at first wasn't really like a true love thing at first. Like at first, she really wanted Shrek because that's how it was supposed to be. He was the one who saved her from the castle. So she just assumed like, hey, that like he's my person, even though that's not really how he's seen it. He was like, hey, let's just do a job for your actual husband because your actual husband is a pussy who wouldn't go do the job himself. And she ended up being like, why the fuck would I settle down for a wimp, a midget wimp, somebody who's short as shit, shorter than our thumb, and don't even want to risk their life for me. And then there's somebody who don't even know me or even care for me who is willing to do that. That's toxic as fuck a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, the way that I worded that, because Shrek didn't really give a fuck about her at first. We're not gonna say her like he literally that care that he got had for her at the end was something that was literally homegrown. But in Shrek 3, he literally avoids responsibility when it requires growth. Like instead of manning up and trusting himself to become king, went on a long ass journey to find a replacement while also combing through the fears of him being a dad. And that shows that he's avoided. His avoidant traits definitely showed in the other movies, but in Shrek 3, it like highlighted like a lot because, and honestly, if I'm being real, like I get it a little bit. Like he doesn't trust himself to be king, so he's to his new role, so he projects onto Artie and like to make him do the role that he didn't want him to do, and they got mad at Artie for feeling the same exact fear that he felt, which I don't understand. It's like you sitting there talking about Artie. Artie saying, "No, I'm not built. I don't think I'm built for this." And you sitting there, yes, you are, giving him motivational speeches that you need to listen to yourself about. Like you don't think that you're built for this, so you're on this long ass journey trying to convince somebody else that they are right for the job that you could have had. It's going back to my point where I was like, how I understood is because being part of royalty is a lot. We even get like a little cameo of how it is to be royalty. You gotta have somebody do every goddamn thing for you. You get dressed with 20 people in a room. Like there's no privacy. There's just a lot. Like, and you could tell it wasn't for him, and you can tell that it was no longer Fiona's thing anymore because Fiona, being from royalty, she got used to being with Shrek even though this is like only a few months after they met, probably a few weeks, probably like I would say like a month or two. I think I will Google it to fact check. I think the span was from 1 to 3 months from Shrek 1 to Shrek 3. It was only a few months. It wasn't years or anything. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, like you could tell that she kind of felt out of touch and it wasn't really her reality anymore. Shoot, Artie being from royalty, but also being like casted away from his dad, he felt the pressures. And that kind of made me like understand Shrek a little bit more. Like maybe this isn't something that like maybe this is something that he knows for a fact. Like this is one of the moments where he knows that this is not for him. Like but I kind of feel like he should have tried it a little bit. Like it wouldn't hurt for him to try the royalty world. Like imagine Shrek as royalty. Like imagine Shrek as a king. I really love that Artie and Shrek connected on the same messed up dad background. Shrek is literally me giving someone who's having a hard time advice that I need to be following myself. I literally just mentioned that a few seconds ago because he literally is dropping gems on Artie. And I'm like, Shrek, I don't know. I think the call is coming from inside the house now. But yeah, I feel like Shrek fights on his identity a lot. Like in every movie so far, because we didn't get to Forever After yet, but he's literally fighting with his identity. Like he's trying to like figure out what's right for like what's right for Fiona, what's right for the new life that he's building. Like is he an ogre still, and he really wants to be an ogre. And he's like, yo, like I have to choose between two. Like I have to choose between my old life and my new life, and I have to choose between me being an ogre and being alone versus me building this life with this woman. And now she's talking about kids because in Shrek 3, she literally had to. She was literally pregnant, and he literally had to go through the process of being a parent. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm about to be a parent. Is this something that I want? Even though it's too fucking late. Like, and she was kind of slimy for that. Like, you knew he was pregnant. You could have just sat him down, not in that moment, days before, and be like, yeah, check, I'm pregnant. Like right before he got on the boat too. Maybe I'm overlooking something. Please let me know if I'm overlooking something. Maybe I'm overlooking something. Maybe she found out right before he got on that boat. Like right then and there. Maybe that was her. Let me tell him right away. But also moving on to the next movie. Forever After. I went too long on these freaking three movies. Dude, yo, I'm not gonna lie, Shrek, he pissed me off with this one. This one he legit pissed me off with this one. And I don't think there's any excuse, like as much as people want, like I've had conversations with someone about this, and they were giving just too much excuses, and I was just feeling like there's no excuse for this because we had three movies so far. The first movie is when you first met Fiona. The second one was when you met her parents because you know y'all got married or whatever in the first movie, and then the second movie, you know, you worry about your identity, cool, whatever. Third movie, babies. Now this is when you already have toddlers. Mind you, this is not even a year after. These movies are a few months apart from each other. One a few months from two, yeah, and then two a few months from three, and then three a few months from four. So these are a few months increments. These are not even years apart. I feel like it would be worse if it was years apart. But the fact that these are a few months ahead, and this was an excuse that someone gave me. They were like, "Oh, they're new and it's fresh," but now it's a few months apart. It's fresh and it's new, and he's still like. But I'm just feeling like no, like these kids can talk. They're like what? Almost a year old by now. This is their birthday. Yes, they're turning 1 year old. This a year later. Like I just feel like no. Like literally, like you literally sat there and you signed your family away over a temporary feeling. Like he missed who he was before his responsibilities. And trust me, I get it. You know, his new responsibilities. Kids aren't easy. First of all, one kid ain't easy, but then to have triplets, so you got three at the goddamn same time. But how do you think Fiona felt? She's the one who carried all three babies, and then she pushed all three babies, and now all three babies are mama, mama, mama. I don't get why he was kind of like daydreaming about his old self and his past and his old life when he was miserable there too. Like he was miserable as much as he tried to glorify it. Oh, I love that life. That was the life. No, it was not. You was miserable. You was always angry. People always wanted your head. That's not a life to live. Always having to look over your shoulder. People either scared for you or scared of you. I don't want to live my life like that. Like, and I know, like, as an ogre, he was cheerleader, and that's just how his life was since he was born. But just because you're used to something doesn't mean that it was necessarily better. He literally forgot what he went through. He's literally repeating the cycle. He doesn't consider Fiona's perspective. He does not communicate. Again, he's not the only one going through this. Like at this point, him, Fiona are both going through the same thing. Both of them. Like she literally ditched her old life for you. Let's really talk about how in Shrek 3, 2, in Shrek 2, I'm sorry, because Shrek 2 was the one where he literally changed his whole, he changed Donkey into a horse, he changed himself into a human being. She literally was ready to leave. She was like, oh no, like, it was like a scene where her dad was like talking shit about Shrek, and she was like, where's Shrek? Where's Shrek? His ass was going, and she's like, I gotta go and find my husband, because she was about to go pack his shit up, pack they shit up, and go back. Like she was ready about to ditch. She's literally so ready to ditch her life for him, and she did. And it's just like he kind of just kept thinking about himself, and it's just like you don't like. She literally had to go through a drastic change too, a whole drastic change. She went through multiple drastic changes. Not only was she a curse was slapped onto her. Then she was in a fucking castle since she was a kid all the way until her adulthood. And then she went right back to her parents, which I don't know how the fuck she went back to hugging her parents. You trapped me in that bitch for so long. And then that's like, because she was like learning the truth story as to why she was locked in there. Bro, she was literally like ready to like throw her parents away and everything for him. Like, and he was ready to throw all of everything, or throw her away, his family away, everything for himself. Selfish. And I do want to call out the elephant in the room. Like, yes, in Shrek 3, he had a hard time wrapping his head around kids and having kids in the first place. But in Shrek 3, she was already pregnant. And it's now they're 1 year old, they're already here. So it's like you abandoned your whole family. And I keep going back because that's the only reason why I don't like it. Because you literally abandoned your whole family. You left her with the kids. You literally had Rumpelstiltskin to take the day that you were born. You said you didn't give a fuck about what day he took. Not even think about you. Let's talk about he's being ignorant towards magic. And he's been around magic. He knows that he lives, like the town that he lives in, the era that he's lived, they all depended on magic. So he's no stranger to magic. He knows. He risked his life for magic so many times. So many times that now it's just like, oh yeah, well, he's talking about prescription. He's just signing anything. Yeah, well, you could take whatever day of my life. I don't care. Yeah, for 24 hours, and yeah, like he already know that magic already have a loophole. He know how all of this works already. He's still playing with magic. He knows that magic is no joke, and he's gonna literally be like, oh well, Fiona, she's the love of my life, but you literally gave him the day you were born. You don't have kids. You don't fucking exist. Like, what do you mean? And now you want to fight your own. You want to fight for your own life back. As soon as you see Fiona, like, no. And I feel like Fiona kind of like she was naive enough in that movie to like believe him and have a little bit of inkling of likeliness. But I really feel like it should have. We should have got another track. I really feel like she should have made it hard. Like, yeah, like you ain't getting me back. And in the entire movie, he don't get back to Fiona until the next movie because you did too much. But I do like the fact that the movie is based off of real life problems, like especially in relationships. Like you meet the person, you don't think you're good enough, and then you find out that you are, and then now y'all in love, and then kids, and then y'all have like issues down the line, and then y'all solve them again. Like that's pretty realistic. I feel like as a kid, I did not understand any of this because I did not. When I was watching Shrek, I was mainly watching for Donkey, Eddie Murphy. You know, he was my favorite character. He still is my favorite character. He's so annoying. I'm annoying. I just feel like I love the hell out of Donkey. To wrap this motherfucking video up, Shrek is insecure. He got very big communication issues. He's not a terrible person. He didn't ruin his relationship because he's a bad person. He's not. He's not a bad person at all. He just never dealt with the way he saw himself. And when you don't fix that, you start sabotaging anything good that you got. Learn it from here. Before you get into a relationship, do some inner work. Okay, before you get into a friendship, do some inner work because a lot of insecurities be showing up in friendships too.